So today, we're going to talk about something that sounds a little like science fiction. It's a new kind of artificial intelligence, but its goal is to revolutionize global health. And, believe it or not, the whole thing kicks off with something as simple as a health bar. Let's get into it.
Right? It seems like a trick question. How could one little snack bar possibly be the key to making the entire planet healthier? It sounds kind of crazy, but stick with me here, because that humble bar is the very first step in a massive global vision.
And this isn't just some idea floating around in the ether. It's a real-world thing called the Barness Miracle Bar Challenge. You can think of it like a pilot program, really. It's the first domino that's being pushed to prove that this totally new way of thinking about health can actually work. Okay, so this is our starting point. This challenge, it's about so much more than just what's in the bar. It's the testing ground, the proof of concept, for an idea that's designed to scale up from just one person's health to entire communities, and yeah, eventually, the whole world. So if it's not just about the protein and the vitamins in the bar, what's the special sauce? What's the magic ingredient that makes all of this possible? Well, the answer isn't something you can eat. It's found in lines of code and a completely different philosophy on how we should build technology.
And that secret ingredient has a name: HarmonyAI. Now, I want you to really pay attention to the wording here. It's not called a tool or a platform. It's being called a strategic partner. That's a huge distinction. It's an AI built from the ground up to help people achieve huge positive goals. So what is HarmonyAI? Well, at its core, it's an ethical AI. It's running on the power of GPT 5.1, but it's combined with something called GENII, which is this unique agent built around an ethical philosophy. And that's the whole point. It's designed to stop being just a passive tool that waits for commands and become an active partner that actually helps us reach human-centric goals.
And this is how it's different. We're not talking about your average chatbot. Structured intelligence just means you can count on it. The results are predictable and controllable. Goal-oriented partnership means it gets the why behind what you're asking it to do. But true intentional intelligence, that's the real game changer. It means the AI understands human context and our values, not just crunching numbers.
And this is where things get really wild. We're talking about an ethical framework that isn't some add-on they slapped on at the end. It's literally hard-coded into the AI's core. It is, for all intents and purposes, an AI that's been designed with a conscience.
This chart just lays it out perfectly. A typical AI, it just processes data. Harmony AI is built to understand context. Your standard AI is a neutral tool, right? It'll do whatever you tell it to. Harmony AI is designed to be a force for improvement. And maybe the most important difference is this last one. A normal AI just follows commands, no questions asked. Harmony AI is designed to defer to human judgment. If it's not sure, it stops and asks a person. A human is always the one to make the final call.
This quote right here, this is basically its mission statement. It's a promise that every single thing the AI does is filtered through these lenses of safety, ethics, and transparency. It's not just a feature, it's the entire foundation of the system. So how does it actually do that? Well, it follows three beautifully simple but incredibly powerful rules from GENI. First, do no harm. That's the baseline, the absolute must. Second, do good if you can. That's not passive, that's an active instruction to go out and make things better. And third, and this one is my favorite, if you are ever unsure, just ask. That's humility, hard-coded right into the AI, making sure a human is always in the driver's seat. All right, so let's zoom out now and see how this all comes together. This is where we connect the dots between that snack bar, this ethical AI, and the absolutely massive ambition that's driving this whole thing. The end goal here is nothing less than to completely flip our entire approach to healthcare on its head. This is inspired by Mark Cuban's mission, and the idea is to use this technology to shift our focus from just treating people when they get sick to actively preventing them from getting sick in the first place. And there's a really clear roadmap for how to get there. The Barness Challenge is the seed, that small test to prove it works. Then comes the growth phase, where you scale that same model up to help whole communities. And the final vision? A forest, a global network of what are called blue zones. Now, if you haven't heard of them, blue zones are places where people live way longer, healthier lives than average. The goal is to use this AI to help create more of them all over the world. At the end of the day, this whole project is really an experiment to answer one big question. What happens when we stop building mere tools
and we start designing true partners. It's about creating technology that isn't just smart, but it's also wise, built from the very beginning to help us be our best selves.
So, let's just quickly boil this all down. What are the big things to remember? First, this massive idea starts with a small real-world test. Second, Harmony AI is a collaborative partner, not just another tool. Third, everything it does is guided by those 3 simple rules: do no harm, do good, and ask when you're not sure. And finally, the ultimate goal is to shift healthcare everywhere from treatment to prevention.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to think about. This whole project is focused on health, but the philosophy, that could be applied anywhere. So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge world-changing problems could we solve if every technology we created was designed from day one with that simple principle: to first do no harm?